Hello everyone, welcome to my channel and PROC SQL series. If you have not already subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any updates. Today's topic is about PROC SQL part 2 wherein we are going to discuss about where clause. Now let us see what we are going to discuss in this topic. Initially, I will introduce you to where clause and then how where clause is applied on numeric variables and character variables using comparison operators will be discussed. With respect to character variables, I will also discuss case specificity and wildcards. Then we will talk about logical operators followed by the precedence in logical operators. And the next topic would be between clause, and then I will conclude this topic. Now let us try to understand where clause, what exactly it does. Where clause restricts or manipulates number of rows, unlike select clause which restricts or manipulate columns. So the bottom line here is where clause is used to restrict or manipulate number of rows. Select clause without a where clause will give all rows in table. It is not very useful in the real-time scenario. To conclude, where clause is very useful and it helps to answer a lot of business questions. Now let us look into where clause on numeric variables. Here we are going to talk about comparison operators. The word comparison means we are comparing one value to another value, whether it is equal to or whether it is not equal to or whether it is greater than a particular value. Before going into any more details, I would like to say one important point here that I will be using SAS help.cars table to explain most of the fundamentals here. So let us try to understand comparison operators here. Here, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to use where cylinders equal to 4. So basically I am doing a select columns from sashelp.cars where cylinders equal to 4. So I'm comparing a column to a particular value. This will give me all those rows which have cylinders equal to 4. You can see from here the results that we have got all the rows with cylinders equal to 4. This is the partial result. I did not keep the complete result because this space will not be enough. And also we can have where cylinders not equal to 4. So we will get the rows where the cylinders are 6 and 8. So here what the point I want to mention is by using simple comparison operators we were able to answer some of business questions. If somebody tells I want to see the data where cylinders equal to 4, a simple where clause would be helpful. Or if someone comes and tells I don't want to see the records or the rows with cylinders equal to 4, then all I need to do is a not equal to, and it will help me get only those rows which do not have cylinders not equal to 4. And we can also use greater than or less than comparison operators too. Here we want to have information wherein MSRP is greater than $50,000. All we need to do is we need to mention in the where clause where MSRP is greater than 50,000. This will give us all the information needed. Here are some of the records which shows that where MSRP is greater than 50,000. Now let us look where clause on character variables, especially related to comparison operators. Again, here we have only equal to and not equal to because it does not make any sense to do a less than or greater than when comparing character variables. So let us look into the examples here. If we want to find all the cars which belong to make of Acura, all we need to do is we need to mention select and mention all the columns from the table name where make equal to Acura. So it is pretty much similar to what we have done on numeric variables. All the difference is we need to use quotes and the value in here. So where make equal to Acura gives all the tables, sorry, all the rows which have Acura in it for make column. Now let us look into not equal to. Here we want to have cars where the make is not equal to Acura. All we need to do is we need to change the symbol to not equal to, and we need to give the value Acura in quotes. I want to mention a very important point here, and this is where sometimes people will have wrong results. If you see the make here, Acura, A starts with ACURA. A is in capital. So this is a prop case, and we have given exactly the same value. If we don't give exact same value, then we have different results. For example, instead of capital A, if we mentioned small a in here where make equal to Acura with small a, then we will not get any rows in the results because there is no row in here which has small a cura. So this is one point which we should always remember, and this relates to case specificity of values for character variables. Now let us go into little bit more details about case specificity and how we can solve this problem. Here we are going to create a new data set, data have, with values of bat in different cases. That is, in the first row, bat is in prop case. In the second row, bat is in upcase. In third row, it's in the mixed case. So if you want to pick up the row where var equal to bat, if we have written something like where var equal to BAT with B in capital, that is prop case, we will get only one record. So it is very case specific. What do I mean by that? Values in rows are case specific for character variables. So if we want all the three rows to be captured, we need to upcase on the variable, and also we need to upcase on the value. So it matches on the both sides and it gives us all the three records. So it is very important to understand the case specificity. So whenever we want to look into every record of a particular value, we need to do an upcase, low case. Basically, we need to match values at both the ends. Now let us look into wildcard. Wildcard is like a joker in playing cards. It can match for anything. In PROC SQL, we have two wildcards. One is percent, another one is underscore. A wildcard is one which matches any character or sequence of characters in a search. Underscore implies one character. That character could be anything. Percent symbol or percent implies any number of characters including no character. Concept of wildcard using examples. Here first we will look into underscore. Underscore implies one character. That character could be anything. Now let us go into an example wherein we are creating a new data set, data have one, and it has records like this: FATA, FAT, CAT, BATA, BAT, ACT, ATA. Before going into the details of queries related to underscore, I want to mention one important thing. We need to use like operator as shown in here whenever we are using a wildcard. So any query which we are using a wildcard, we need to use a like operator. Say in case if you want to have records which are having 80 at the end and only one character in front of 80, all we need to do is put an underscore. This underscore can take any values. It can take F, it can take C, it can take B. So when we do where name like quotes underscore 80, this will give us values of fat, cat and bat. So here you can see underscore was able to take any value. That is the significance of wildcard. You can also use double underscores, which means it can have two character values, any that could be any value. In our case, it is 80. So when we use where name like b underscore underscore a, it gives us the results as BATA because that is the only one in here. So underscore can be used by using it multiple times like 2, 3, and we can try to use them in our queries. We can you also use underscore at the end and it can have one value at the end that could be anything. In our case, it qualifies for this record ATA and we get our results. Now let us try to understand wildcard percent. Percent implies any number of characters including no character. This is one of my favorite and in the real world scenarios we will be using this a lot. So to understand this wildcard is very important. As I said, percent implies any number of character including no character. Now let us try to understand it through queries. Say if I want something to start with A and it could have anything after A, then I could write something like where name like A percent, which means anything can come after A. So it will pick up these two records. Now if we have percent in the front and A at the end, it will give all the records which have A at the end and it can have anything in the front of A. And if we want anything in front of A or anything after A, we need to give percent A percent. So it qualifies almost all records because all of these records have something in the front or something at the back. One important thing I wanted to remind here is again these are also case specific. So it is important to do upcase to get the records you want, and with the wildcard we always need to use like operators. Now I would like to discuss application of percent wildcard in SAS help.cars. Here I would like to find 4-door cars from modal column. If you see the modal column, it has a long text, and to find 4-door we cannot use equal to or not equal to. We need to use wildcard something like where modal like in quotes percent 4 dr percent quotes close. This will give us all the cars which has 4 doors. Final point I want to make through this slide is whenever we have longer text and the value we want is embedded in the long text. Wildcard helps in those case scenarios, especially percent wildcard. Now let us look into logical operators. They are or and not. Logical operators link other operators. Now let us look into and slash or logical operators. How they link other operators, what is the impact of linking with and also what is the impact of linking with or. We will go in details and especially through examples. Now I have a query here wherein we do PROC SQL select make model MSRP cylinders from SAS help.cars, where cylinders equal to 6 and make equal to Acura. So here what we are doing is we are taking two comparison operators. The first one is cylinder equal to 6, second one is make equal to Acura, and we are linking through and. So when we link through and, it has to or the query has to satisfy both the condition. It means our results should have both cylinders equal to 6 and also make equal to Acura. We can understand this better by looking into the results of our query on the right side. Here we will have only those results where make is equal to Acura and also cylinder equal to 6. We get only those results which satisfy both the conditions. Whereas in the case of OR, it also links two comparison operators. Similar query as shown in above, but we have changed and to OR. For OR condition, all we need to have is to satisfy at least one condition. So we will get results if it satisfy cylinders equal to 6. We will get results if it satisfy make equal to Acura. Cylinders equal to 6. If we see results here, these are only partial results though. We have lot of make of Audi cars where cylinders equal to 6, and we also have make equal to Acura in here. So to finally conclude, for R any condition can be satisfied to give results, and each satisfied condition will give its own results. Say in here cylinders equal to 6, if this condition satisfy, we get results related to this condition. If this condition satisfy, it gives results related to this condition. But for whereas and, both of them has to be satisfied. Now let us move on or on same variable. If we have or condition on the same variable, like in here where cylinders equal to 6 or cylinders equal to 8, we can use in operator and make the query as where cylinders in parenthesis starts 6 comma 8 parenthesis close semicolon. So whenever we have more or conditions, say for example here we have or cylinders equal to 4, all we need to do is we need to add one more 4 in here. Instead of writing same variable equal to a value with or again and again, if we can write something like below and use in operator, this will decrease the amount of code we need to type, and it is efficient in the terms of code writing and it looks much cleaner. Now let us talk about another logical operator, not. Not also links comparison operators and other operators but in a different way. In the query in here, we are having where not make equal to Acura, which gives the results which are not made up of or which are not make of Acura. So we are using the comparison operator, but we are negating the value in here by using not. In this proc SQL, I have also mentioned number next to it. I have done this that just to see the row numbers in here, because proc SQL as such does not show the row numbers, but when we add number in the results, we can see the row numbers as shown in here. And also our results do not show make equal to Acura. From here it is very clear that we do not have make equal to Acura. These are again partial results. I have not included every other results so that it is clean, and also the space will not be enough. Now let us move into our final topic, logical operators precedence. In logical operators precedence, not is greater than and is greater than or. And if something is in parenthesis, it is greater than all of them. What does that mean? So whenever we have not and not is evaluated first, and whenever we have and or, and is evaluated first. If there are any expressions in parenthesis, it is evaluated first, then anything else. Now let us try to understand it much better, looking into some examples. It is very important to understand this concept, because if we do not understand this concept, we will be making some queries which will be giving the results which are not expected. Now let us look into the two queries where we describe the impact of order of precedence. Here we have our two queries. In the where class, we are trying to use and or. I have highlighted both these queries in yellow to show that that is the part which will be executed first. Now let us look into the first query and try to understand how order of precedence has impact. In this query, we have select make model MSRP cylinders from SAS help.cars, where make equal to Acura and cylinders equal to 6, or MSRP is greater than 50,000. So what happens in here is, first make equal to Acura and cylinders equal to 6 gives a result, and then it does an OR on MSRP greater than 50,000. So our results will have either the first condition, that is where and end clause, or it will have this result, that is or MSRP greater than 50,000. So if we see here results on the right, we have Acura and cylinder 6, which satisfies this and condition. And then here if we see, we have MSRP is greater than 50,000, and this satisfies this condition. The important point to remember here is the first part where we have and is executed first, and then MSRP will execute. This is what is known as order of precedence. In the next query, we have a very similar query, but it has a small change. Let us look into that change. Here we are saying where make equal to Acura or cylinders equal to 6 and MSRP is greater than 50,000. As and has higher preference, this part executes first, that is cylinders equal to 6 and MSRP is greater than 50,000. Once we get this result, we will do an OR where make equal to Acura. Now let us try to understand by seeing the results in the right. So first it will execute cylinders equal to 6 and MSRP is greater than 50,000. That is the results in here, which shows cylinders equal to 6 and MSRP is greater than 50,000. And also then it tries to satisfy the condition where make equal to Acura, that is make equal to Acura. So here our number of records is very small. It's almost came to an end at 13th record, but here their records are close to 200, which I have not shown. Here the important point I want to emphasize on is wherever your end clause is there along with or, it may be there in the front or it may be there in the back of the query, but always and will execute first. Now let us see how we can change order of precedence using parenthesis. We have same query what I have shown to you earlier. To change the order of precedence, all we have done is we have used parenthesis. If you remember from the very first slide, parenthesis has highest priority and it executes first. So instead of giving more priority to and where it executes first, what we have done is we have used parenthesis so that we have changed the order. So our results will again depend upon the query here. So first make equal to Acura or cylinder equal to 6 will execute. As we have an AND condition here after this parenthesis, the results which we have got, that is make equal to Acura or cylinder equal to 6, should also have MSRP greater than 50,000, then only we will see the results. Now let us look into the results to understand it better. So here when it was executed, the first part of the query was executed. If we got Acura, that is our condition in a bracket, it has 6 cylinders and the MSRP is greater than 50,000, that is our AND clause also got satisfied, so we see the result here. The remaining results has the OR condition satisfied here, the cylinder equal to 6. Once this condition was satisfied, it also satisfied greater than 50,000, so we can see the BMW here also in the result. In the same way, Benz and Porsche also come because they are 6 cylinders and they are satisfying one condition in here, and also they are satisfying the AND condition here. So order of precedence is very important and the way we change it will change the results. Now let us see how we can apply a NOT condition or NOT operator on two conditions. The problem with the NOT is NOT has higher priority than AND or OR. So what happens whenever we put NOT and any other condition, always NOT has the higher precedence. To negate two conditions, for example, if we don't want to see make equal to Acura and cylinder equal to 6, we need to put that in the parenthesis so that this part first executes and then we are applying NOT. Otherwise, NOT will execute first and we will not get the accurate results. Same in the case of OR condition. If we want to not have cars which has make equal to Acura or cylinder equal to 6, all we need to do is we need to put them in the bracket. So it executes first and we are negating using a NOT. From all of these slides which I am showing on order of precedence is, it's important to know how the order of precedence works, and also if we want to change the order of precedence we need to use parenthesis. Now let us look into one last thing, which is numeric range. Here we can use between and clause. So whenever we want to find a range of values, here we want to find the range of MSRP between 30,000 and 50,000. All we need to do is we need to write where MSRP between 30,000 and 50,000. In conclusion, I want to say where clause is used to manipulate number of rows. Where clause can be applied to both numeric and character variable. With the character variable, anyone should be everyone should be very careful of case specificity, and this can cause some confusion in the results. Apart from comparison operator, wildcards can also apply to character variables. It is very important to understand how logical operators work and how the precedence applies in logical operators and how the precedence can be changed. Ranges can also be applied in numeric values by using between clause. That's all for this topic. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share and subscribe. Your likes, share and subscribe mean a lot to me. Thank you.